Welcome back to the Shuffle Squad. Zach Lesage here. Today we're going to be covering over N Zoroark EX. Now this is a deck that hasn't really seen a whole bunch of success, but there were a couple that did okay at Atlanta, making day 2. And I think the one that I'm going to be showcasing here is from Jacob Peltier. I could be getting the last name wrong, but either way, they made day 2 at Atlanta, played this deck, and this is their exact 60. Our goal here is to copy our different N's Pokemon, being N's Darmanitan and N's Reshiram, but since there's not a lot, we could also use Luxray with Reversal Energy, summoning it down if we're behind on prize cards, and really having another single prize card Pokemon to attack with. We have Trade that we saw featured in Henry Chow's Gardevoir winning deck, and here we have it with a lot of our Pokemon, so we should be pretty consistent. Will this deck rock or will it flop? We'll have to find out in the video, but the list is available in the description and in the QR code for the N Zoroark EX. Either way, if you need any of the cards for these decks, check out our sponsors at Kayfabe Cards for your in real life cards, PTCGL Store for your digital code cards. I'm losing words here, y'all. And of course, if you need any deck boxes or sleeves, check out Ultimate Guard. Let's jump into this gameplay and see exactly what we can do. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and flip this coin. Let's hope we win the coin flip, and I think we got there. We take those. In this case, I think we want to go first when it comes to playing this deck, because otherwise if we go second, there's no TM Evo in this deck. So in general, I think I want to go first. If you're playing TM Evo or Arvin, you probably want to go second. So let's see what we can cook up with. And no basic Pokemon there, that's fine. Not a bad, at least we got to look at Zoroark, that's cool. Nothing, no comments. It would have been okay if we had like a Zorua and then we could just play it down, evolve. See what we got going on here. Zorua, Buddy Poffin, this sounds great. We could even put down something like the Budew in the active spot. Since we're going first, we don't have to worry about getting turn 1 donked. I'm not sure exactly what our opponent's playing, but we will figure it out. One thing to note is with Buddy Poffin, you cannot search out Darmanitan or the Darumaka. Just has too much HP. Now, Duraludon might end up being a tough matchup. We'll have to see how that goes. But let's go Buddy Poffin, see what we can snag out of the deck. And you can see you can't grab the Darumaka, which could actually be helpful with maybe Backdraft or Flame Body Cannon. I probably just want to grab a third N Zoroark, and we'll go like, put this down, put this down, put this down. I'm not putting anything else down. And I'm just going to go ahead here and retreat into Zorua. The reason why I'm retreating into Zorua is because we have N's Castle. We could retreat next turn. But if our opponent does go for a hammer in play, they could try to knock out our Budew if we need to bide and have some time. Now, when I'm playing this deck, the N Zoroark deck, this is largely how it sets up for me almost every single game. I feel like I'm missing pieces. So I don't want to be a hater on this deck or anything else like that, but it does look like it might be a bit of a tough start for us. Now, Postwick into a Hopzation would be really scary for us because they could potentially knock out the N Zoroark and the Budew in one go, really leaving us with just 2 N Zoroark, which is probably not enough unless, of course, we top deck a Zoroark. We really need a draw supporter or we need an N Zoroark. We need something here. Let's wait to see what our opponent does, and we'll see if this deck flops or not. But with them having a Professor's Research, they're probably okay. There's their Zacian. Ooh, I'm getting the sweats. We're worried here. There's their switch. Looks like they have everything. If they have the Hops Choice Band, that's the 369, and then they can Iono us. I think the Iono might be a mistake because we might be able to recover a little bit from this. So there's Zoroark EX, PP up, Boss's Orders. Maybe we could actually start mounting a bit of a comeback here. So it might not be a perfect game, but we'll try to come back from this situation. That's for sure. So to me, this looks like a really easy knockout Zorua, knockout Budew play. Our opponent goes down to 4 prize cards. But again, we will only be discarding Dark Energy so we can get them back with N's PP up. Having double Dark Energy is great. They even have the energy for the Insta Strike. Wilds. They didn't need it because of the Hop's Choice, but I guess they're powering up for Brave Slash. Okay, Well, we have no choice here but to send this up. Our prediction was just about right. And we have an Iono. So in this case, I probably want to use Buddy Poffin, grabbing another N Zoroark, just because we want to have that setup here. And let's go for Zoroark EX. Now, when it comes to using Zoroark EX, we're just going to evolve the active one because we get N's Castle. We're probably okay, chillin', all that good stuff. Let's use trade, pitch a Dark Energy here. And we can go for an Nest Ball. Nest Ball would be pretty nice here. Might want to go for, I was thinking like, do I want to go for Fezandipiti? Do I want to go for Reshiram? I think I just want to see more cards, draw more cards. And I'm going to set ourselves up if we can get an N's Castle and if we can get a N's Reshiram. So let's go for the N's PP up. Let's power up the Dark Energy onto this Zorua. Let's put the Dark Energy onto this. I think we only have the one energy. Yeah, I was going to say, let's put the Dark Energy onto the Zorua as well. And let's try to get set up here. I mean, what's the worst that could happen, right? There's our Iono. We need N's Castle and Reshiram. We're getting there. We have N's Castle. We need a Zoroark and a Reshiram. So let's go Fezandipiti. Come on, Fezandipiti. We're getting there. We're getting kind of close. Let's go like this. Now, when it comes to bumping our stuff, we could bump, like I could discard an N's Castle, but they probably play a few copies of Poswick. I think the best card for me to discard right now is Munkidori. Let's see if we can discard Munkidori. We did not get there, but let's go Darumaka. And I'm just going to go ahead, retreat, and we could still copy the Darumaka. I can't stress that out enough. So instead of us hitting for 170 and getting set up there, we're just going to go for the Zoroark, retreating there with N's Castle for free. And let's go Night Joker, copying. We could copy Night Joker. That's not going to help us. Let's just use the Flare for 50. The 50 actually low-key works here because we could use something like Flame Body Cannon next turn with Reversal Energy because we're behind, and then go 180 damage due to weakness. So we can use the Reversal Energy to attack with N's Darmanitan. So as much as our setup wasn't perfect, we did recover out of it nicely. Thankful to our opponent's Iono that they played against us. And with Arven, it doesn't look like they're playing boss, so we could be okay. We just gotta monitor and see exactly what we can do every single turn. Like, N Zoroark isn't perfect, but we're playing against a competent opponent. We're playing against a real deck, and this is a real situation that could happen, right? So win or lose, meme or not meme, N Zoroark could do an N Zoroark things. Let me know if you haven't already put a comment in there. It does boost the YouTube algorithm. What you think about N Zoroark EX? Like, do you think it's a real deck or not? I think it kind of is. It's really metagame dependent, though. This might not necessarily be my favorite matchup. I think we just need more N's Pokemon in general when it comes down to it. And I don't know where I want to put the other 90 for Darmanitan. Like, a lot of matchups, it's easy when you're for the Darmanitan. It's easy to go 90, 90. In this case, we're going to be doing 180. Unless our opponent puts down a Pokemon that we could easily knock out, we can't draw 3 prize cards. But we can set up one of their Pokemon, maybe for failure the next turn. Also, if they do a lot of damage to our Zoroark, we do have the N's Reshiram that can retaliate. So we have some opportunities there. Fezandipiti is like, all right, I guess they're expecting that they're going to get knocked out. I'm okay with that. I just don't know where to really put the other 90. Like, do I put it on the Zacian to set that up? I mean, maybe Zacian makes a lot of sense. They should not be putting another energy. Are they retreating? There's no way. Maybe they don't know. You are weak to fire type. Just want to let them know, just in case they forgot. Okay, I think they're going to retreat, and then they're going to get ready for just another insta strike here. Okay, maybe not. Don't know where they want to put the other 30. Maybe on Zorua is probably their best chance. Maybe the Zoroark to set it up for a knockout. That's cool. We still have N's Castle in play. We're kind of low-key chilling. So we could go for something like Luxray here and then save ourselves for another turn. Then we take the 2, and then like we could use the... I think we want to probably use Darmanitan here. Do I want to use Luxray? Yeah, probably. So let's go Luxray goes out into play. This seems fine. Let's use Darmanitan here. Let's get ourselves set up. We could have maybe gone for like a Dark Energy Munkidori play, but like at the end of the day, like I'm probably not. Let's just go trade. I think I'm gonna trade away starting off with the Zoroark because we can always get it back with the Night Stretcher. That sounds kind of cool. Don't really care about that, so let's trade away the Ultra Ball. We have the N's PP up, and then let's use Night Stretcher, and let's just get out Zoroark. Now, sometimes there's not a card you want to trade. In this case, we could still go for discarding a research. You could burn through a lot of cards when it comes through playing this deck. We were already attached for our turn. I would have maybe discarded a Dark, but I don't want to play a supporter. Since we're behind on prize cards, let's use our Darmanitan and hit for 180 on the active. And since they're setting up for this Zacian play, I'd love to knock out the Zacian. Put ourselves in a good position for that. So if our opponent takes a knockout, that's awesome. Because then we can just have access to reversal energy and we can play from behind with single prize card Pokemon. But if they don't, then there's really not too much that we're worried about. I guess, yeah, I'm honestly trying to think about like what our best case scenario here. Maybe it's better that our opponent does not take a prize card, because we don't have reversal energy activated right now. So if like, I'd love for our opponent to go knockout on something. I also, yeah, I was gonna say I also didn't use Fezandipiti last turn, but they did not take a prize card last turn. That's probably the reason why. So they go Insta Strike right now. They're doing 3, 6, 9 with the Snorlax. Maybe they play a Hops Cramorant and they could just like maybe get that set up. Or they're just gonna hit for 110 into our Darmanitan. Maybe they're, oh, they might just go Brave Slash here. I think they're going to go Brave Slash and just take out the N-Star Darmanitan, probably not realizing that we are behind on prize cards and N-Star Darmanitan is not as strong as we want it to be right now. So let's see exactly how this works out. Another research, so we know our hand's not going to get messed with. And if they take the knockout on us, we just want to take the knockout with Luxray to put ourselves down. I think either that or we attack with Zoroark EX copying Reshiram. That might actually be better, Zoroark EX attacking with Reshiram. And then we just want to attack with something that our opponent can't take the knockout on our Chaladon. Oh, there's Hops Cramorant. Gotcha. Maybe they don't think that we can take the knockout. I think it's very possible for us to take the knockouts on this Hopsation. Switch. Okay, that's fine. We still have access to Prime Catcher when it comes down to this, so let's we still want to go 2 prizer. That's really what our main thing's going. So they wasted their energies on that Archaladon as well. So that's something else to consider. Maybe they're just gonna go for another Archaladon here. Hop Snorlax, not sure how I feel about that. There's the other Archaladon. Cool. So they're just going to build up the energies on the Archaladon. That's fine. I mean, I'm assuming they're going to build up the energies on the Archaladon. Maybe they'll split them 1-1. That actually seems worse because they've already attached for their turn. So while our opponent's going to concede, I think they're just like realizing that like if we knock out any of their Pokemon or just go boss's orders knockout, we would have gone Reshiram. Reshiram goes down, knockout like Hobbsation. Then they have nothing for the rest of the game. So them splitting the energies actually just like cost them the game there. So as much as the N Zoroark deck doesn't have a lot of options, we were able to use the N Darmanitan with the reversal energy, and we had our own army of Pokemon that we could use with the reversal energy if we fall behind on prize cards. And I thought it's kind of cool. When it comes down to it, I think our opponent made a couple mistakes there and didn't necessarily play the best, but that doesn't mean that our deck wasn't able to come back. And I think N Zoroark deck might get enough, it might get too much hate. It's all right. I think all right is it. Like maybe if I'm rating it, it's like a 6 out of 10 on a competitive scale, but that's a pretty competitive scale. So we'll have to see how it plays out, but let me close things out when it comes to this video. Hopefully you enjoyed the gameplay that we were able to watch. And that's what we got going on for N Zoroark EX. Whether it works or not, it is a fun deck to play around with, and you probably want to have a few Zoroark EX so that you're able to use trade in other decks. I think Gardevoir was just kind of the first starts, and whether it ends up becoming a full-fledged deck or if it just stays as kind of a fun to play maybe day 2 deck, we'll have to see. But either way, I think it's cool. I like it. I'm a big fan of these like thematic kind of decks, and we'll continue to cover more great content on the Shuffle Squad. As I post this, I'm just coming back from Mexico, so I hope that everyone's had a great week, has been enjoying the content, and I'll definitely get back to crushing out, responding to some of these comments. Much love, and we'll catch up soon. Peace out and have a great one. Want to support the Shuffle Squad? Be sure to check out all of our sponsors in the description to pick up Pokemon TCG singles, sealed, and PTCG live codes.
Tabi no hajimari wa tsune ni michi e no ippo de aru. Sore wa yami e to tsuzuku. 初めの一歩を踏み出すには勇気がいる。そして旅の終わりには旅を始めた時の自分とは別人になっているかもしれない。旅に出よう。物語の次の章がお主を待っている。将軍の道を歩め。侍の箱とともに。アルティメットガードが送る冒険の第一章。刀将軍の道近日発売。
Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed the content that we have today, and maybe you'll click on one of these other videos, enjoy those videos too. If you haven't already, give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and let us know in the comments what video you want to watch next. Until next time, we'll catch up with all y'all later. Have yourself a great day.